Thank you for joining me on the journey. This is Completed Christianity. So welcome back once again, another episode of Being Complete. And today we are going to be talking about Misunderstood Verses, second day, our series on the Sermon on the Mount. And so let's jump right in here and take a look. So today we are going to be talking about the expiration date of the law. So Christianity wants to tell us that the law is done away with. The law is no longer for us. The law is canceled. Any kind of terminology like that. These law-abolishing doctrines, which are Catholic doctrines. These don't come from the first century, and since then we've had misunderstandings, mistranslations, and a lot of deception, because that's the business that the enemy is in. The enemy is in the business of deception. So is it the Father that doesn't want you to be obedient to his law, or is it the enemy that doesn't want you to be obedient? So let's take a look again at our verse. So last week we proved that even if the law is fulfilled and done away with, even if done away with is not what fulfilled means in this passage that everybody talks, but even if the law is done away with, we're still to keep it. So even if you want to say it's done away with, we're still to keep it, because at the bottom here in verse 19, it says, whoever does and teaches them, which them is the Torah, law, or the prophets, which are these commands. These commands are the Torah, law, or prophets. And these commands, they are them. Them, these commands, Torah, law, or prophets. So that is what is meant by them in this place. But whoever does and teaches them, the law or the prophets, he shall be called great in the kingdom of the heavens. So law is done away with. Take like the Sabbath to be representative of any law you want to think is done away with. And so we say, oh, well, we don't keep the Sabbath anymore. We're New Testament Christians. Well, that's a lie from the pit of hell. And it says so right here, because he says that you're supposed to do them. And Paul says that he believes all things that are written in the law and the prophets. So Paul believes in keeping the Sabbath. Now, today we're looking at the expiration date of the law. So this is verse 18. For truly I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away, not one yod, jot, or one tittle shall by no means pass from the Torah, law, until all be done away with. So I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot or tittle shall by no means pass from the law till all be done away with. Right here is the expiration date of the law. So you probably look around and figure out that the heaven and earth are still here. But if you can't, here we go. Here's a little test. So look up. If you see the sky, when you look up, the heaven's still there. If you look down and there's ground beneath your feet, the earth is still there. So right there, you know that the law is not expired. You know that the law is still valid, and that the law is still going to be the standard by which the Father judges every person on the earth. And the scripture says so, and you just don't realize it. You don't see it. You gloss over it. You never read it, whatever it is. But that is the case. The Father will use his law, his only standard, to judge. And that's all he can do, and that's all he will do. So Luke 16:17, he says, and it's easier for heaven and earth to pass than for one tittle of the law to fail. So the law won't fail. It'll be there. It'll be in place. It'll be the stick, the measuring rod. It'll be the word until heaven and earth pass away. So conclusions here. Even if the law were done away with, we're still to keep it unless we want to be least in the kingdom. As long as heaven and earth still exist, then the law is still valid. Psalm 89:34, my covenant I will not break, nor alter the word that has gone out of my lips. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Comments of opposition are welcome. Just don't say anything dumb like we're not under the law. We're under grace, because you've been taught to use that verse outside of the bounds of its intended context. Subscribe now. Smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get notifications of all future videos.